The first thing that Maksani has been explaining is the ease of development. So we, including our own studios, really it was hard to make games on PS3, especially when the system was first launched. Because the architecture was so unique that our developers had to spend a lot of time trying to understand how to use the system. After 7 years, our game, teams are making great games on PS3, but it took many years to learn the system, and we really don't want that to happen on the PS4 because there are lots of platforms that people can play games now, and also some of the AAA titles are getting lots of resources to create, and if making the PS4 version require even larger investment by publishers or developers, that wouldn't help people to be excited to make some games on PS4. So the ease of development is really one focus that we had in terms of both hardware, architecture, and also the tool, software tools and SDKs. So that we have been focusing on. I'd like to have a Nintendo development team. There's something about Nintendo games that's so charming and pleasant and fun. So, I think we can learn a lot from what they do.
The Vita is a
and many indie developers say that their Vita version actually is the best version to play with the control.
Both sides. There is no good. There is no evil.
Games on PS Vita, like Hotline Miami, is perfect to play on the Vita. So I think that's the very happy combination, between PS Vita and indie titles. And with regards to bigger titles, it's harder because the investment is much bigger. So you have to recoup the investment. So we will continue to see cross-platform titles. But just looking at PS Vita dedicated titles, it's harder to justify a large investment in one title.
They want to support first, and they want to.
We spend a lot of time to look at all the potential devices that we can put into DualShock 4. The final product looks pretty similar to DualShock 3, and it was a great collaboration between the different game teams and the hardware team. And the number one, after trying many different ideas, number one priority we put was to be able to play the conventional games extremely well. Because as we spoke to many game teams, including third-party company, developers, there are many areas that developers wanted DualShock 3 to be changed, like the shape of the trigger, button, the R2, L2, or the strength of analog sticks or shape of the sticks. Many areas we were able to improve upon, and that was number one priority, to make the really perfect feel to play the conventional types of games. And the secondary, we were looking at adding the touchpad. Because these days, many games are designed use of gesture control or like that, and we liked the idea to be able to allow the game developers to use these if they want to. So we find the space in between these buttons and to put smaller touch panel. So that's a secondary. But the unique invention that I believe a brilliant idea myself is the adding the share button, because the idea of sharing your game experience amongst your friends and onto the social media was a huge importance in us designing the PS4. So one of our development team's member suggested, what about adding a dedicated button so that people don't have to think about just pressing the button gives the player all the options to share their game experience.